It's Speak It Thursday. You know what time it is. It is time for another conversation. Tonight, we are talking about relationship. Hold on, back it up. Relationships. You know, I'm a grammar nerd a little bit, and I left that S off. So we got to get it together before we even start this show. We're talking about relationships tonight, and we want to find out what's going on in these relationship streets. And I have my partner in conversation, Mr. LB Jenkins.
What's
Come
up?
on.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back. How are you?
I am doing well. It is good to be back on the air with my favorite lady. Excited to be here, my gram fam, my Sarah, but most of all, my friend.
Yes.
I am so excited to be back on this camera with you.
I know it's been a minute. And of course, I could not talk about relationships without having you on.
Mhm.
And we have some things to dissect. We're going to get into it. So, everybody that's tuning in, welcome. Drop your city, share this with your family and your friends on your page. Let them know we're about to talk about relationships. And I don't even know, is it cuffing season?
Well, it's big boy season right now, as they say.
Yes, I saw that.
It's getting a little cool outside. That's what the word is. But you know what? It's always. I don't think cuffing has a season. I think it's inevitable. It just keeps going and going and going, right? And
Okay.
some people cuff till they find the right one. Some people don't want to cuff at all. They just want to. They want the cuff with the key, right? So
I'm
they can be
tuning in. The cup
released.
with the key. I'm tuning in. Okay.
Cup, cup with a key, that'll preach one day. And then but I
Hmm.
mean, these things called relationships it's hot in the streets.
It's
So,
hot, and we're about to get into it. Danielle Baptiste says, "Hey y'all, hey, that's
hey
my line
Danielle.
sister, Graham Fam, and my sister says, hey, hey, let the cuffing begin. Look, honey, she's cuffed and about to walk down the aisle, but she's
What's
here
up,
for the
India?
conversation. All right, so let's jump into this. So tonight we have he said, she said. We have to have both perspectives. I think we need to be
Hmm.
fair, right?
Right.
Yeah, we have to. So, representing the ladies, we have Khadijah K. Miss. I'm calling her the queen. Okay. She is the
Hmm.
queen of the Love, Money, and Adventure Tour. She loves traveling. She is a popcorn CEO. She owns K's, Kettle Corn, and Ankara Beauty. And she is out here living her best life, traveling and being transparent in her relationships. I can't wait for y'all to hear her story. And then representing the fellas, we have Kenneth Johnson-Gamble. If balling is life was a person, that would be Ken. And I'm talking about basketball. Basketball has been his life's work, his life's passion. And we need to figure out from his perspective, uh, I'm about to start being messy, a high value man out here in these streets. We're about to figure out what it's like for him being busy, living his passion. He is the director of the Rashard Lewis Academy in Cypress, Texas, and also the director of a sports academy, a school for athletes. So helping to nurture them. So we'll learn about what they do and most importantly, how they live in life in these relationship streets. So let's
In
go
these
ahead and bring
streets.
them in these streets. So hey y'all, let me let me get your sound right, Ken. Here we go. Hey, we're gonna try this again. Take two. Hey, Ken.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good.
What's
Welcome.
up, Ken?
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's my pleasure. You know, I've been trying to get you on for a minute, and I don't know, Kay. There she is. She's coming back.
I'm
Okay.
here.
Okay. Woo.
Oh, okay. Thought we lost you for a minute.
I'm
Look,
here.
look, look. I thought Bay rolled up. We had to run off the camera. She been booed up.
I'm here.
So how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I'm excited about this.
Yes,
Y'all know I
yes.
like to talk love, all things love, money, adventure, relationships. So this
Love,
is this
money,
is right on
adventure.
time.
Yes, so we're gonna do this for the audience that's tuning in. Share this. Toya Walk says, "Hey peeps, we're getting all these hellos and highs." In Jamie Page, hi fam. and Shayla Ferguson. Hey, y'all. Hey.
What's up, Shayla?
All right. So let's get into it. We're talking about this, and we have Regina Stewart. She says, hello. Okay, this is my deep breath. That deep breath means we're prepping. And Son Taylor says, it's the battle of the K's tonight. That's true.
Who else?
That's true. All right.
Who else is K? Oh,
Ken and Khadijah.
Yeah,
K is
Ken
a
and
very powerful
Khadijah.
letter. K is a very powerful letter.
Okay, come with it. Okay, so as we get started, I want y'all to just to give us a sip of your story and how you're living out here, and then we're about to get into it. So Khadijah, we're gonna start. We're gonna do a ladies first. I know Ken is okay with that. He's a gentleman. So tell us a little bit about your Love, Money, and Adventure tour and where you are on your journey.
Oh, hey guys. So the Love, Money, Adventure, it started off in 2018 after I was married for like a little over 11 years. And so I had to get myself together after that. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to get back out here. And I dubbed it the Love and Money tour because I was like, focus on money. And I've always been a fan of love. I love love, friendship love, family love, romantic love, any type of love. I was for it. So I was like, I'm going to just play on word, just something to talk about on Facebook, love and money. And then 2019, I added the adventure because I started traveling a lot more. And that's where I am with the Love, Money, Adventure tour. It's no longer a tour because I am booed up, but I still a journey, like a personal journey that, I will never get off of it because there's 3 segments of my life that I focus on. Again, love, being a boss, money, and then the adventure tour. The adventure could be like traveling. I go back and forth to Africa. It's just international travel, local travel, doesn't matter. Home games, football games, road trips, doesn't matter. If it has a wheels and a road, a train, plane, automobile, I'm there. So that's where the adventure part comes in.
On it. Now, how does that work now that you're booed up with Ghana? Because we know you love to go to Ghana, and I was going to try to hide in your suitcase. Is that going to impact how long you stay? What is that looking like?
It is. So that is one thing that I absolutely considered because last time I was gone about 2 months and I planned on being gone for 3 months this time. But I mean, he came along and those plans changed. So I'm still going. He's supportive of it. But I'll just be there for like a month. And I'm having Grand Fam that's coming as well. She'll be there for 10 days. But I have like businesses over there as well. So I'm going to stop in Cairo. And then I'm going to head for like 24 hours. And then I'm going to head to Accra, Ghana for about a month and a half. And then my friend's going to meet me there in the middle. But I'm not going to stay. I'm being considerate. I'm not going to stay there. I mean, I did that because I could, right? I didn't have any responsibilities here. My mom could take care of my dog. I work for myself. I could go. I didn't have anybody to consider. But now I got somebody to consider. I'm trying to keep that somebody. So you got to be considerate.
Ooh. Yeah. That's a lot to talk about. All right, Ken, what you got? Because Khadijah is glowing from her skincare line and she's glowing and in love. So talk about I'm going to say you're a single man. We don't know your business and you don't have to tell us, but you're out here working.
Yeah, I'm single. It's been a tough deal for me. Met a lot of great people. But my dedication to one, when it was my career, in the next phase where it went post basketball career, and then a professional side. It's been tough because you've been around me. You know that I'm in the gym all the time. I'm traveling all the time, and trying to build business, trying to establish some things right now in the process of starting a hybrid high school. So it's been tough to really dedicate.
Hold on just a second, Ken. Can y'all hear him? We're having a technical issue real quick. We need them to hear. Let's try this again. We have you. Hey, ladies and gents, out here in the speaker platform, we get the conversation to you, and I want to make sure you're all clear. So let's try it again. Ken, you were breaking up. So you're always in the gym?
Yeah, my work has been life, in different phases of it. one as a player and now as a professional. And I've just not been able to just needed to have a long-term relationship up until this point. But I'm getting to that point in my life, things are changing, and I'm looking forward to possibly having that.
Oh, really?
Well, so we have somebody interested in possibly having that, and we have somebody that has that, right? So we have two different dynamics going on right here in this game, right?
It's new though. It's like real new.
It's how new, Khadijah? Give what you call new?
Like September new.
Okay,
like,
okay.
Yeah,
So 2 months.
September new.
Okay, 2 months. But you see that smile that you just had on your face tells a whole nother story, right? Because that smile took up this whole it took up this whole camera, right? But like both of you guys seem to have career focuses, right? So let's talk about that and how it plays a part in this thing called this relationship in these streets, right? So let's look at the careers and how much has it hindered or helped you find the love that you're seeking or the love that you want? And that's for both of y'all.
Go ahead, Khadijah.
So for me, it actually it's been interesting. My marriage very supportive of me because I'm a go-getter. So I was kind of, but in the back of my mind, when the dust settled, I think that did play a part because I'm maybe a little bit more, well, not maybe a little bit, just more ambitious as far as like always wanting the next thing, right? But Kirk, I'll say his name, everybody knows who he is. Kirk actually noticed me because even though we're Grand Fam, he was following my business page. So he knew me in that way. He didn't follow me on social media to see me cutting up, like I do. I'm kind of a little bit more tame on my business page. And when he met me, it was about a big shout out, like, oh, I see you doing your thing kind of deal. And I'm like, who is this guy? But he followed me on my social media. But that was like for 3 years. And so when we started talking, the first thing I said was like, I don't want to talk about business. Because I don't want people to get so like, oh, she's a boss, she's doing this, she's doing that. That's the first thing I told him. I was like, whatever we do, we're not going to talk about business because, I mean, that's what you were attracted to me by. But the thing about me, and he didn't know that because I will go like super hard and then I will be chilling. Like, I will quit a job in a minute because I have my own thing going on, right? And so I don't like, and he's very regimented. He's like him in the gym, an athlete, all of this stuff, it's intimidating for me because I'm so not that, right? Even though I'm very structured in my business, in my life, I could literally, like November, again, I'm doing like 20,000 boxes of popcorn in November, but guess what? I'll be chilling for a month and a half when I go to Ghana. So for people that are regimented, I don't want it to be like, oh, she's either, doing too much, she's a flake, because it works for me, right? So the first thing I told him, I was just like, don't get caught up on me being a boss because tomorrow I'm going to be on the patio for 8 hours straight.
So I'm feeling you on that because I don't want to talk about business. When I'm off the clock, I'm good. People think I'm all things speech all the time and judging their grammar. Like, I'm just trying to have a good time, talk, what are we doing, how do we hang out? So I'm glad you said that, Hunty.
Yeah.
All right, Ken.
Yeah, I would say I've been my biggest issue, being selfish, of just wanting to, obtain the goal that I wanted to as far as business career wise. I think I had dated some women, good women. I think time for me. The biggest thing for me is I'm at a point in my life where things are starting to kind of to where I want them to, and we'll kind of dial back a little bit and be open to more things, giving more of myself. My biggest thing was, I wasn't connected enough. It's always been work first or career first, then the relationship, just to be honest. And so that's probably been my biggest issue. But like I said, right now it's a new day. I understand those mistakes I made, and just look at things in a different way.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna try something real quick. Your audio is choppy, Ken, so I'm gonna hang you up, and we're gonna try this again through the audio in our studio and see what happens. And if we still sound like chipmunks, we're gonna have to figure something out. Okay, give me 1 sec. I'm hanging you up on the phone. Okay, so Ken, unmute yourself. Try it now.
I mean, I can hear you good now. Can you hear me?
Oh.
Oh, we back. We back in this game. Look, we winning. We winning.
Game on.
All right. Now we got it.
Like chipmunk.
Man, you was sounding like chopped liver, like
Right, I was gonna do that too.
Chop style.
Okay. Yeah,
all right. You know,
that means
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So India Dion said you need to start over. They're like the audience is like, yes, much.
They want to know.
Yeah. So can you give us the shorter version of that one more time so they can hear? Because it's the ladies that's talking, right?
Yeah, the ladies like we trying to hear.
They want to know.
Me or Khadijah?
No, you.
No, you.
Okay.
We heard Kay.
You.
Well, okay. I didn't know if we all was sounding like chipmunks or what, but really what I was getting to is just the maturity in myself. Career-wise, I'm at a certain place now where I can focus not so much on work, and I can give my all to a relationship. The biggest part is just me being selfish and not being able to feel like I'm not being able to give my all to a woman because of my career. There's a lot of different things I'm doing. She said 2 of them, but there's 2 or 3 other businesses that I also have too, that have been a kind of taking a lot of my time, you know. And it's tough for me because I'm around kids, mothers. That's normally who I see the majority of the time, you know. So I'm not in a lot of spaces where, you know, I don't want to date the women that, you know, I'm coaching their kids and working with the kids and mentoring the kids. So it's kind of tough to find that space where I can get out and meet people. Because Julie has invited quite a few things before, but, you know, time is just it haven't permitted.
Okay. So we're having some background noise. Let's do when we'll mute
Every
and
time
unmute.
I talk, we have some problems with the noise.
I don't know. I don't know if it was coming from you, but we might have to do a mute and unmute situation. But it's cool. I think we heard you this time. So you said you were once selfish. That sounds like an R&B song, but now you are in a place where you have been building your empire, and sounds like you're open.
Yeah, definitely open. You know, you think you open sometimes until you get past certain situations and realize, I wasn't. You know, so you know, I believe that everything will happen at the right time. So up until this point, things didn't work out. Enjoyed the relationships I was in, you know, and I feel like the best is yet to come.
Okay. Well, now look,
because I think I've always known. I know.
You've always known what, Kay?
Didn't work out. That when I was ready for that, I was going to be in a relationship and it would work.
Well, you know what? That's interesting because Shuli and I were having a conversation pre-screen, and one of the things that we discussed was just kind of like, how do you know, right? Because we'll always say, oh, I didn't know she was trying to holler at me, or she'll say, oh, I didn't know he was interested. But the question is, do we really know? Right?
Oh no, I don't know that. No. I know when I'm ready though. I don't know when nobody's trying to holler. For 3 years, I didn't know. Like,
man, get out of here with that.
I promise you.
Me either.
Julie, we went camping and we talked about this. I didn't know.
Wow.
Do you not know because you don't want to know, or do you not
No,
know
I
because?
wanted tour. I was trying to know, but I didn't. He was not on my radar. You could have lined 100 people up, and I would have picked him as 110. Would have never guessed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was trying to holler for 3 years. Is that what you're saying?
3 years.
Oh,
He was
wow.
subtle though, but now that I think about it, it was obvious. But I mean,
Totally.
3 years. 3
Totally
years.
obvious.
I go out.
Okay,
Yeah,
fellas. So this is it. Since we're talking about this, and this is really a dialogue, we have some questions, but we want to talk about it. Honestly, I don't know. LeBrandon thinks it's not true. Kay says the same thing. I don't know. I don't automatically assume that a man is interested in me because he's having a conversation with me. So what are some things that we need to pay attention to? Because she said he was subtle, but now she knows that it was more obvious than she thought. How do we know, fellas?
I'm gonna let the guest answer that because that's what
I
he's here
think you may
for.
have lost me.
We hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Because I can't hear you. I can't hear you guys.
We hear you.
Keep going.
Okay. Well,
I can't hear you.
Oh, he didn't hear the
A
question.
phone call came in and kind of hijacked my
You need to turn your ringer
sound.
off.
You need to put on Do Not Disturb.
Do not disturb, bro. We live in these streets.
Hey, do you hear us? Okay. So,
Well,
LeBrandon,
Shuli, I'll go ahead on it. I'll speak on that, right? So
Everyone can see it.
I'm going to be honest with you. A guy is not gonna text you and call you every day, even if it's little nothings. Hey, how are you doing? Just checking on you, how your day's going. He's not going to do that if there's not an interest, right? These occasional, hey, let's go out and have drinks. Let me take you out to dinner. Those things aren't going to happen continually if the guy is not showing any form of interest in it. But however, was he on your page daily? Was he always complimenting you what you did? Was he always telling you, "Oh, good job" on what
do you mean by always?
Okay, so let's go with once a week, once every other week.
No.
Once a month?
Quarter.
Okay, so let's think about it like this, right? A guy is always coming back to your page, even if it's once a quarter, right? To give you some kind of compliment, right? Because as a guy, if I'm going to shoot that shot at you, right? Even if it's small, I'm going to see how you're going to respond to me, right? And if you don't give me that response at first, I'm going to try it again. I may not do it right then and there, or I may not do it the next week, but I'm going to try again. If this guy has been doing that same thing or doing something along those lines for a long period of time, he's not doing it just to be nice. And I'm speaking from a male's perspective.
Yeah, clearly he wasn't, but
Uh-huh.
I just don't think because I my business page, people inbox me all the time, or they'll like a picture, or they'll say, "Oh, that's nice." That don't mean nobody's trying to holler. A lot of them do take that, but that's not me. You got to be like, "Hey, I like you." Circle yes or no. Like that's how I am.
But you asked me for the signs. You didn't ask me. You said, "Let me." What are the signs? Because I missed it, right? Yeah. I didn't know that he was trying to do that for 3 years, right? And so, like, if I pick up the phone, because I don't do those. Well, good morning. Those good morning texts. Like, I think that's lame and weak to me, right? That's just me.
Conversation in itself.
That's me. I didn't say him. Me, right? But if I'm texting you once a week, twice a week, I'm calling you, inviting you out, trying to shoot the with you, and I'm doing that regularly. Come on, that's I'm showing a little interest in you.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Right, and so I feel like sometimes as women, we get things, so you guys get things so much to where it's kind of like, okay, here it is again. You understand what I'm saying? But it's the consistency that makes the difference, right? Because every male, I'm not gonna get into that because I don't know if we can get into that. But
hold it. Go ahead and say it, and then we're gonna check in with Ken. Ken, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Not as good as I did the last time.
But you're
Right.
you're back. We hear you. So just we're good. Okay. So
Now,
every male.
well, Regina said exactly. I don't want to assume that someone is interested, right?
Right.
However, if you don't give me the what's the word that I'm looking for? The reaction that I'm looking for, then I have to continue to fish, right? Because nobody, male or female, will initially put those feelings straight out there on the line, right? Because people don't want to be disappointed.
Fair.
Right? I mean, am I speaking true? Right?
Yeah.
Because when we're interested in somebody, we feel a different kind of way, right? Shuli and I are the best of friends, and Shuli would tell the truth. I'm about to put our business out there, right, Shuli? When Shuli and I are in a place together, people won't talk to us because they think we're together, right?
Yeah.
They get in their feelings really quickly because they're interested. There have been guys that have done it to her, and there have been females that have done it to me. They just don't want to be in their feelings. But every guy, when he initially sees you, the first thing that every guy does not always say, I want to sleep with her. Sometimes they want to know more. And tippy-toeing around that sometimes is their way of getting to know more, right? Women have been through a lot, so their guard is up. So sometimes they don't want that. They don't want to answer immediately. They don't want to give you the answer that you're looking for immediately, right? Sometimes you got to tap that wall to show them that you're interested, right?
Okay.
And that's just the truth. That's just my perspective.
Okay. Well, let's do this real quick. Check in because the audience is sounding off, and we're going to try something different tonight too. We're going to have opportunities for people to ask their questions or comment live. And so, ladies, if you want to jump on the live and ask a question, or fellas, hit me in my inbox, Shuli Gibb, and we'll see what we can do. But let's see. So Amy said he was just checking in on you, Kay.
I guess so.
Yeah, and Danielle wants to get in. We're gonna bring her in with a question. She said, "Put me in, coach. Give me the ball." And Danielle says she likes her daily morning text, sir. So
yeah, I'm not doing that every morning. Like, not.
You can't argue with me.
Look, if you're
It's
texting me
different
good
when it's
morning and
somebody.
that's all you got, miss me with the good morning, and I don't hear like good. Don't you?
Well, see, to me, those good morning texts come across as thirsty because I'm speaking from a man. If I'm texting you good morning, you can bet I'm probably texting about 4 or 5 other people good morning too. Yeah, I'm just saying. So I don't want to come across
when you want that person to text you.
But okay, but hold on.
That's true.
Now that's true.
Text me good morning, good afternoon, good night. Yeah,
I feel that, right? But we're talking about signals right now. We're not talking about the fact that you want this person to be to have this dialogue with you. We're talking about I saw you, we met, I got your number. It's month 1, right? Okay. That's just the reality. Right now, we're looking at the signs. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm just saying.
Ken. Come on, Ken. You back. You ready?
You back? All right. Come on, Ken. Help me out, brother. Don't leave. Look, brother, you're leaving me by myself.
What we're talking about is the signs of if a man is interested or not.
Yes. How do we know?
And you're saying that the text, the good morning text and stuff like that, is that what are we saying about that?
Well, I don't mind it. Just tell us your perspective. Being a man, how do we know when a man is interested? Because we said, Kay and I said, we don't always know. Sometimes it's good to be more explicit. She doesn't mind a good morning text. I don't mind them. Like they said, if I like you and if there's something.
Well, for me, it's a little different because I'm not going to beat around the bush. Like if I'm around a woman long enough to where that interest is there, she's going to know it. I'm going to make sure she know it. I'm not going to be the guy that's going to be 3 years around someone that I'm interested in, if I'm really interested, and allow somebody else to come get her. Mm-hmm. So I'm not. That's not me. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not going to hesitate, and I'm going to get that decision whether it's yay or nay. But you're going to know it.
But did you hear the key word that he said, right? When he's spending time getting to know you, right? That was the key right there, right? If fellas are spending time around you and we're doing this, yeah, it's time to let you know, right? But I gotta get to a point to where you allow me to want to spend time with you. Okay. And if you are not giving me the vibe that you want to spend time with me, then what do you expect for me to do?
That's true.
Okay, so fair. So if we're gonna do this, and then we have Danielle. She is waiting. So Kay, from the perspective of the women here on the panel you represent, so then how do you let the fellas know when you're interested?
Well, once I realized that's what it was after the business talk, good morning the next day, I was like, oh, and then I almost ruined it because I was like, I thought we was talking about business. Hey, good morning to you too. But that's when it hit me. I was like, this guy likes me, but he wasn't just like always. But then I was like, oh, and then he's been direct, not playing no games ever since. He was like, tour over. All right, tour is over. And I was like, tour is over. Like, if it's mutual, you can talk to me that way.
Okay.
And there's been zero resistance. If I'm flowing with you, then we're flowing. Like, it's been zero resistance. But again, we haven't been around each other the 3 years. It was a social media thing. Like, hey, hey, you never sent me that picture 2 years ago. And I was like, who even cares about a picture 2 years ago? But again, thinking back, those were signs. But with me, I know a lot of people. So, and I have a lot of guy friends that are strictly platonic. So now, do they want to be?
Oh God.
Do they want to be more? That's not my problem.
Okay, Ken laughed. Ken laughed. So, is that because you all do not believe in strictly platonic?
Well, we're just speaking from our experience.
Perspective.
You know, a lot of times, just to keep it real, the platonic deal, if you kind of grew up together like brother and sister, okay. It's according to how you met, but a lot of times when guys are around, I think it's either guys they hoping, they're just waiting for the right time, or they're just not interested at all. Okay, but I don't see a lot of guys that are around women and it's just platonic. It's the conversations we have, the interactions guys have about these things. It's laughable to me because I just know that these people are probably in a gray area. One, they wanted to, time didn't permit for whatever reason. They got caught in the friend zone. So yeah, I don't know about that.
But if you're in a friend zone,
all right,
then
so
I think it's
Danielle.
Yes. Hi. Yes. Okay.
Hi. So Danielle, look, Danielle is ready. Hold on.
Listen. Who Jesus?
Wait, sis.
Take it. Jesus.
Okay, so Danielle is a guest. So we have a live person. So you're going to get your question or comment, and then we'll get the response, and we'll go from there. Is anybody else interested? Just let us know.
That's true. That's
okay,
true, Raquel.
She was ready out the gate. Okay, let's
ready.
Go.
Have a lot to say. A lot of opinions. My thing is, speaking on guys, I just want to know what happened to guys just taking a chance. Take that risk. Like, why? How did it become the opportunity where they are waiting for us to give them the sign? Well, I did this. Well, maybe she did this. Just what happened to them taking the lead and taking the risk and saying, hey, girl, what's up? Like back in the day, guys, they want to holler. Hey, you, what's up? You got a man? No? Cool, bet, move. Now it's like, well, I don't know. Let me drop this. Let me like this picture. I'm going to make this little comment. And then we have to interpret your actions.
So check this out, right? I was having this conversation with someone maybe about a month ago, Danielle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The issue is that times have changed and people have adjusted to the change, right? People are no longer like when people are out and about. What are they doing when they're in the clubs, when they're at dinner, right? They're on these phones. They're on Tinder. They're on all these dating apps trying to see what's going on. we as a society, men and women, have adapted to what millennials have now progressed for us to do and to be. Not saying all men, right? Or all people, but the majority of people have made that adjustment, right? And so it's easier to say value or to save your feelings if I like the picture, I like 5 pictures, and then you don't give me the response. Because then I don't have to deal with the fact of the, what's the word I'm looking for? The rejection in my face, right? And that's just the way that society has now trained many of us, to many people to do, right? And I'm even looking at it from like people who own their own businesses, right? They don't have time to go out and date because they're trying to make money. But I'm always on my phone, right? So where can I get the easiest access to find what I'm looking for? Whether it's sexual, whether I'm trying to find my next wife, my next baby mother, or whatever that looks like for them, right? And it's unfortunate because you're right. Back in the day, we didn't have this. I knew everybody's number that I needed to talk to, right? If I was trying to holler at you, I could say your number was 337-302-2053 in a minute, but I can't do that anymore. Right. And I think that's what's happened.
Well, so if we're going to play into the millennial thing, is it that everyone has to adjust to man being open to being approached by a woman, right? So has it changed in that degree where men are now expecting from women to take more of the lead to say, okay, I need to show you that I'm interested in you, more direct?
Oh, that's a
Ken, you want to answer that? Because I have a response, but you're the guest. I'm supposed to be hosting.
Thank you, Danielle.
You're welcome.
I'm old school with it, so I don't look for a woman to be the person to make the first move and stuff like that. I still feel like it's the man that should do that. I have a daughter, and that's the way I'm gonna raise her. But it is a new time, and people doing things a little different. One of the things you spoke of about the social media. So I've never did any type of dating through like Instagram and stuff like that. And I was approached recently from a friend, and I guess there was interest there. And she said, your conversation on here is boo-boo, and I'm like, because I'm like, I'm not trying to have a conversation like, on social media. My conversation is face to face, worst case scenario, the telephone. I'm a boy, I want to be in front of you type of deal. I'm not the person. So I haven't made that adjustment because I'm not in DMs and stuff like that.
He said I'm not in the DMs. And Danielle, to piggyback off of him, I'm a little old school too, right? I'm a stickler for what the Bible says. A man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, right? And if we're speaking biblically, no, I really don't want you to give me to come and be straightforward with that, right? I want to be able to chase you. And chase may be the wrong word, right? But I want to be able to show you who I am as a man, to let you know that this is where I am, and for you to make the decision whether or not you want to be with me or not, right? But that's just my standpoint. But again, I'm not a millennial, but I have taken a few millennial concepts when it comes down to this thing, just because of life.
Have you fully these millennial concepts that you claim to have embraced? How
just a few,
but how effective? How effective are they? Like, because if you liking pictures and you sending me that's generic. Like no one, I don't know what girl's gonna be like. Oh, girl, he likes 5 of my pictures. He's trying to shoot his shot. Never.
We don't know that.
That's not.
We don't know that, and I don't take it as such.
I will never take it as such. Sorry.
Okay. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
So,
go ahead.
So if you pull the old school approach up and combine it with the new school approach, what are some of the overt new school things that guys are doing to let us know, like, yo, I'm interested. I'm only try one time. I hope you get the signal.
Well, so I can speak for myself, right?
Okay.
The current love of my life, I met on social media, right? Just being honest about it, right?
Bro, sounds
Okay.
like bro.
So hold
No,
on.
not a pro.
Thanks, Danielle. I'm gonna.
You gonna
Thank
talk her
you.
out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm gonna continue to answer her question,
Go
right?
ahead. Yeah, please keep going.
Yeah, I met on social media. And it really wasn't like a big DM thing. It was kind of like saw the picture and I was like, oh, you cute. You know, what's up? You know, but also after that, we went to dinner. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like, let's just chat in the DMs. It was like, I need to see you face to face. I need to realize that we have a genuine connection outside of social media because I didn't want to meet your representative at that time, right? Because the one thing I've learned about social media is people will lead you to believe that there's somebody that they're not, right? And then you fall in love with their narrative, or you begin to like their narrative, but that's not the person that they actually are, right? And so you have to, although those things are happening, you still have to take the time to get to know the person in person, right? Because that social media life will mislead you, and then you get with them, and it's kind of like, oh, what did I get myself into? And I can give you a prime example. Some people have told me, I didn't know you were intelligent. And I was like, well, what makes you think I'm not intelligent? Because of your social media posts.
You act ignorant. Okay.
Because I do. I act a fool on social media. But anybody who knows me will tell you I'm probably one of the most intelligent people that will sit down and have any kind of conversation with you about anything. I can intertwine and do whatever those things I need to do, but you're basing what you know about me based upon the fact that I act a fool on social media. That's for shits and giggles, right? But and so that's a true story.
That's it. Okay, so let's tune in. The audience has been popping over here and they have things to say. So first of all, Ken, they were agreeing with you in your old school way of doing things. Let me go back. There's so many.
It's a lot, Shuli.
There's a lot. So Carl Bailey, one of the fellas, hey, Carl, said he agreed with Ken. Don't beat around the bush. Let her know that you're interested. Mm-hmm. And Rod Gibb, hey, brother, if a man wants you to know he's interested, you will surely know he's interested. The what he is interested in is the key. Now that's
deep.
Yeah, that's deep. Yeah. And he also believes that there is no such thing as platonic with men. And then
we froze.
We froze? Who froze? Okay, so Mandisa said guys be acting very scared to let us know how they feel these days.
Yeah, we froze. We're back.
We have to guess. You froze. I think we're good. Can y'all hear us? And then Robin gives us, how do you get caught in the friend zone? Because somebody answer that real quick. Ken and Khadijah, both of y'all. We need to hear from y'all. We're gonna be quiet.
It's intentional. Can you hear me?
Yes.
If you're in the friend zone, it's intentional. I didn't want to be mean. Because typically, if you're in the friend zone, I knew you shot the shot and I was like, no, don't do that one. Those ones are pretty clear. But platonic, I wanted to go back to that when you guys were like, no, the thing is platonic. But if he likes me or he likes the lady and we don't know it, or he's just waiting on his opportunity, to me, that's platonic. If you ain't never said nothing, right? How am I supposed to know?
So you considered your bae platonic, or would you consider him?
I didn't know him. Like once I responded about a podcast, it went from 0 to 100, and like he let me know once it was clear.
Yeah, and you said something
it
earlier.
Was like when you come to Philly, like.
And like you said earlier, there was no resistance, and I like that because I feel like you said the same thing. And Keisha Smith, Brandon, we hear your cup.
I forgot to hit mute. I'm so sorry. I caught myself.
I can't deal with you. Lakeisha Smith said, let's have face-to-face conversation. It clears up so much. And the way I think about it is face-to-face, phone, then text. That's my order. If I can see you, I want to see you. If I can't see you, we can talk. If we can't talk, we can text. But a text is not, to me, a way to establish a relationship. You can maintain and stay in contact. But I'm with you, LaBrandon. Let's meet face to face. Let's do that. So what about you, Ken? How do you friend zone? Talk about the friend zone. How you know?
The friend zone for me is uncharted territory. Like I said, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm gonna let you know, and I think that the friend zone is a for people that are in the friend zone. It's okay if you're interested in someone. Okay, wanting to be in a relationship with that person, and then that person, in order to be in the friend zone, that means that person has kind of showed you that they're not interested in that way. So how do you keep that energy around and being around that person and interacting with that person, knowing that your intentions is something different than what, and a lot of times I guess guys that do that, they just try to stick around and hoping they can change that person's mind about them, or they could show them something more than, something that they maybe didn't see. But I don't understand it. I feel like if someone tells you they're not interested, then you move on. If you had a pre-existing relationship, then I understand also sometimes being around people can kind of get you to that place. And then once you kind of communicate that to that person and they let you know, then okay, then you was already friends before. So it's kind of tough. But me personally, I'm not going to be the person to stay in the friend zone.
All right, Ken, I have a question for you. Shulik, I got time to chime in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You and another guy said there's no such thing as a platonic relationship between men and women, right?
I believe it can be, but I'm just saying the percentages are very low from my my experiences. I've heard that throughout the years, and I believe it can be, but I just say the percentages are very low of a person being platonic and never wanting anything other than that. It's some other things that could come into it. That person may not be attracted to you. It's other things that can make it to where it's strictly platonic. But if you're talking about you like you and Shuli been friends, and Shuli may know the type of women that you like,
Mm-hmm.
and they may not be like her. You know what I'm saying? So then okay, that's understandable. You know what I'm saying? So I believe it, but it's circumstances that I think bring the percentages down.
Okay. Robin Gibbs said, liking a photo is not saying I would like your number and can we date? So that's back to the social media thing. And Amy was saying, meet me in person so she said she want to bat her eyes at you and let it be known. So Rod Gibbs says, women put dudes in the friend zone if they don't want them. If they have a dude that has piqued their interest already but want to keep you around in case. If they know the dude is married or has someone, or basically dudes waiting to see if they are gonna get that shot. Thoughts? Ken laughs.
Is that for me?
Anybody? Kay, what do you? Kay, because Kay is very transparent. This is what I
extremely
about you, and I love it because if you gonna roll up in her inbox and trying to pull it, be ready because she's going to pull out the receipts on you. So what do you think from a woman's perspective with guys trying to, I'm going to say, put you on the hook or in their rotation? Let's pivot that into the friend zone, but men having a rotation.
So I have a friend who tried to do that and it didn't work. I mean, it was fine because I was doing the same thing. It was clear. We were clear about it. I think a lot of women, my friends or people that I know that are single, because I'm so transparent, like I share enough. I don't share everything, but like the people that I share about on Facebook, we don't follow each other because that's rude. I mean, I'm not going to do that. That's just mean. But they know there was this one guy that thought he was, I'm gonna date you how you date me because I was on this tour. Like I'm dating all the people until I realized that I didn't want to date anymore. And then in May, I was like, when I turned 40, I was thinking January of next year, I was going to turn 40 just as alive, but I was like, okay, I'm ready for love again. I want that one person. Dating is fun, haha, kiki, but that's not what I want. And then I already knew this one person. He stayed with a chick, like he stayed with multiple people, like this day, he's an awesome date. And I knew I was an awesome date for him. Again, the rotation. But I off the rip knew that wasn't that's who I was supposed to be with. But it was fun. You can have fun, but through dating him, I realized what I like, what I don't like. I took stuff from my ex-husband, what I like, what I don't like, from all of these people. Date them all until you find your Kirk.
Date them all. Okay, Ken.
Well, we speak of rotations. I guess it's really based on that man or woman intentions. I think the relationship kind of dictates how it goes. If you're dating, usually when you meet that special someone that kind of look at things a little different, you start to push everybody else to the way, tie up any loose ends. So I don't know if that's necessarily. I guess if you out there, if you're just trying to play, if you're just trying to date and play, then I've never thought about a rotation. I never thought about it like that.
Okay.
I just kind of take it based on that relationship that I develop with that person, and then that kind of dictates how it goes.
Okay.
That's interesting.
I'm okay. I was sitting
Because you have certain people that you do for certain things. Certain people are awesome dinner dates. Certain people are awesome travel partners. Certain people I let to go to football or baseball games with. Like, and then you find somebody that you can do all of them with, or want to do all of them with. You can't take everybody everywhere.
Oh, that's good. You can't take everybody everywhere. Let's talk real quick about communication. We have a question. Is the new way no communication? Going back to all this texting and everything. Can we talk about communication as a whole, not just texting? So if you're in a relationship versus when you're dating, can we talk about what those differences are? Is it the same or should it be? Ken, what's the difference in your communication style? So if you have somebody that now that you're open and you're looking to, if you meet the right person, how do you communicate with them versus when you're just dating and trying to see? We won't call it a rotation when you're just.
Well, I mean, at that point, I think you want to define what it is, right? So you're making sure that you're putting more time into it. Like you was talking about the early morning text, noon, evening. You're trying to establish more communication because you want that person to know that you want them to be a part of your life. I think when you're dating, you're trying to. You don't want to overload yourself because of time. For me, I don't want to establish something that I'm not going to be able to keep up with, right? So previous years of dating, my communication was kind of like setting the tone. Okay, this is kind of my parameters on my communication. But when it turns into something that is permanent, serious, I think there's no parameters at that point. It's like you're open at all times.
Yeah, Ken, I think that was good. That was good. I think that sums it up 100%.
Look,
this
arrived. Oh,
this
look here.
Okay, so we're gonna bring him up for a live question or comment. Actually, I'm gonna send him the link real quick. So Danielle says, so the current person I'm dating calls, texts every morning, and video chats. If it was only texting, I wouldn't be impressed.
Right. But see, Danielle, what I like about that comment that you just said was the current person that you're dating, right? And Ken just hit that, right? He was like, if I'm dating you, those are the things that I'm going to do because I'm continuing to seal the deal, right? It's a little different in the get to know phase from a male perspective, right? because at that point, we're doing that, just getting to know you, right? When time, I'm not going to say really when time permits, but as things go on. But if we're dating you and we're saying we're making this commitment to you, then yeah, you get that good morning text, you get that noon text, you get that afternoon text, that lunch text, that phone call, right? That, hey, look, I'm getting ready to walk into this meeting, but I was thinking about you real quick, right? Because I'm vested in you at this point, right? If we're just saying we're dating, you could be dating 5 other people. So right. What sets me apart? What is it that makes me that person that you want that text from, or that I want that text from?
What about the hey stranger text?
That's for simple people.
Oh, that's where you came from.
Simple.
It depends on where I'm at. If I'm bored, I will respond. I'll play with you all day long, but even my friends got to be consistent. Even people that I'm just dating, they had to be consistent. Like, come on, bro. Like, we're grown at our big age.
I sent a Happy New Year's text, and I was told it was toxic.
Oh, for Happy New Year.
Yeah. 2 weeks later, I was because 2 weeks later the communication came. Why you send me that toxic text?
Well, it depends on what led up to it. Was there a ghost? Thing? Okay, so a son Taylor says, "What about the hey big head text?"
Well, somebody told me, and this came from a female, that if you get that hey big head text, that means that they want it to go down. Now that's what a female told me. So
you said what?
She said that if someone sends her a hey big head text, or if I receive a hey big head text, yeah, they ready for the good. Now that was new for me, and that didn't come from a millennial.
See, maybe I don't know how to flirt or anything. I'm not going to send hey, big head text. But okay, so Danielle said, over the hey, how you doing? Hope all is well in the Facebook inbox. Literally happened yesterday. So they want men know this. A lot of the ladies want y'all to go home with the stranger text. I don't know if they necessarily mind the hey, big head text. I don't know. So Rocky Rose says she has
on our relationship too.
True. To me, hey, big head is, I guess it's cute, whatever. I don't know. So I have a friend who was dating someone and he was doing all the things that men would typically do in a committed relationship. But he said when they started out, he didn't want a relationship. Now that's common. His actions didn't line up with the statement. They went on and on for a while.
You need to listen. They don't want no relationship. Because I was 3 years I was on this lovely ha kiki and traveling, but I didn't want to be in a relationship. But I would tell you that. Like he needs to find somebody who's okay with that. And I think that's why I had such a good time, because we were all on the same page.
Okay. All right. LD said he's having trouble getting on. So we'll see. But he said, hit him with the Grand Rising Queen instead of the hey big head and all of that.
Don't do that.
Have y'all ever? Ken, do you have a go-to in case you don't want to disclose?
Nah. The hey big head, I didn't know people was doing that. And the hey stranger, I've done that a few times. It just may be we've been disconnected for a minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have those flashbacks, you have those thoughts, and it's like So the hey stranger may come out every once in a while.
Does that mean you miss her?
Say that again.
Does that mean you miss her?
Is it what?
Does that mean you miss her?
Now he can't hear us.
It means she crossed my mind. No.
It don't mean you were missed. I'm not gonna be afraid to say it. That's not what that means.
That's toxic.
No, that's not. Sometimes that hey stranger text comes from I was scrolling through my phone trying to find somebody else, and I ran across your number, and I was like, oh hey stranger, Like, yeah, that don't mean because when you miss someone, right, you do things intentionally, right? That hey stranger text is never
You
intentional.
intentionally sent that text.
No, I intentionally said hey stranger because
texting.
Not no hey stranger.
If I have flashbacks, and it happened the other day, I thought about somebody, and it was just like that door is closed. So I'm sending you love and light, King. That's all I got for you. I'm not hey strangering you. I'm not doing all of that. And Rocky Road said, Ken, stay out them flashbacks.
I had flashback yesterday, and I was like, I'm engaged. Was not. I wasn't engaged, but he was like, "Are you engaged?" I was like, "Not yet." So you ask stupid questions, win stupid prizes. Like, don't do that.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Something like, don't do that. You already know what the deal was. What do you expecting me to say?
You said not yet. Is that you gave him that? Not yet.
Yeah, because he was being funny. I was like, not yet. He was like, hey, my job ignored you for 7 months before me being booed up. Ignored him for 7 months. But I was like, you know what? I got time today. He was like, hey, Kay. And I was like, hey, XYZ. And then he was like, oh, I missed you. And I was like, nice to be thought about. No, not thought about, missed. And I was like, oh, quite a few things have changed within the last few months. He says, are you engaged? I said, no, not yet. He has not responded. Don't play with me.
You say he hasn't responded since?
After I said no, not yet, he didn't respond. That was yesterday.
But he didn't respond because he knows you. He knows you. That's why he didn't respond.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So LD says, hey, stranger also means you are about a day from being blocked. Whatever. I'm like, I don't know. So with that said, with Kay, let's talk about that real quick. And y'all tell me where it's after 8, but the conversation is good. Are y'all cool with continuing, or you tell me if you gotta go? Ken, I know you're busy.
I'm cool.
Whatever. But you be up late listening to hip hop and posting on social media. Your deep most
hey, my R&B tip right now. I've been going 90s R&B lately.
Okay. Oh, that's right, because you're open right now. You're open. So let's talk a little bit about
that was shady.
I know. I'm hearing something in the background. But let's talk about the woodworks, because I saw this meme. Basically, when you're single and sometimes your inbox can be really dry, your phone can be really dry, and as soon as you get booed up, so like, Kay, what you're saying, you've been on your love, money, adventure tour and having fun, enjoying life, and then you have somebody you haven't heard from in 7 months or things like that. As soon as you get booed up and you're good, then here comes all the, like you said, the hey strangers, how you doing? Now all of a sudden everybody in love, and I'm going to say this from my perspective, it can be real dry, or else it's popping where they want to fly you out, take you everywhere, do you any and everything. They're good and they're responsive. But when I was over here just chilling, nobody wasn't saying nothing. So let's talk about this male sixth sense when y'all know that the woman has moved on. What are you feeling? What can y'all talk about that?
When you know a woman has moved on,
do you feel like you sense it? Are you stalking her social media?
It's just a matter of, for me, it's just a matter of no communication. If you used to speak with someone a certain amount of time that usually passes in between your conversations. I guess at this point in my life, most of the people when they're ready to move on, they just say it. So you can maybe sense it when you want to spend some time, or the conversation's short. They always got something to do, something like that.
See, for me, this is not it like, oh my God, my inbox was never dry. But since I put myself out there for years, right? And so my inbox was never dry. It was a lot of comedy, but it was never dry. But now when I was finally was like, okay, I'm gonna be with Kurt, I let the people know it was a little bit more than friends, right? I felt that I would want that done to me. So I told them. Now, if you didn't get the alert, then I didn't feel I needed to tell you. And those are the people that are popping up. Because I
Right.
always want to be clear. Like, I talked to you in 7 months. My mom be like, hey, so I'm not doing that. But if I just talked to you like last week, I feel like I should tell you. But my inbox is never dry. But here they come now. Now it's like, oh, all of a sudden people were like, oh, I guess they thought I would like a certain type of guy. And then when they realized that I legit don't have a type, now here come everybody's like, no, bro, you should have stayed. Like the people that were in the friend zone, here they come. Like,
Okay,
no,
so now let's talk about that, Kay.
Like
You said now that they realize that you don't have a type. So was that something that you feel like you gave off to people, that this certain type of guy you would not talk to?
I think a lot of it might be, I don't know. If you got swag about yourself, then that's my type. If you're in your voice, I got to think
Say that
about
one more
voices.
time.
If you
broke
have
up. Say it for me
swag
one more
about
time.
yourself,
Mm-hmm.
can you hear me?
Yes.
If you have swag about yourself, then you are my type. So, and if you're funny, then you're my type. I think visually a lot. Like when I was dating this guy that was probably like, we might have been the same height, or I might have been a little bit taller than him. It was so many people. Guys was like, I didn't know you would date short guys. I'm like, why not? Everybody can't be 6'5". So like it was those kind of things. And it was like, had I known you would date short guys, and I'm like, see, the issue is not the height, it's your confidence. Like, I'm just me.
That's it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
You're
I
confident
like that.
about that's the last thing you're gonna worry about.
Mm-hmm.
If I got confidence in myself, it's
Do I
all
feel
about
protected?
yeah.
Indeed. So type, let's talk about this then. So
I
fellas,
ain't got no type. What that song say? Bad is the only thing that I like. I'm sorry, Shirley. You know you set that up.
but I mean, let's talk about this because Kevin Samuels, I try not to say his name too much, right?
Bruh.
So it talks a lot about high value men and the type of women that they like and all of this kind of stuff. And can you speak on this type, Ken?
Can I speak on my type?
Yeah. Do you have a type, and what's your perspective on types when dating?
It's changed. I think for a male, you you grow up kind of looking at your mom, right? That's the first woman you were in love with, right? That you loved or whatever. So, first few women that I was dating, I noticed that they were my mom to a T. Independent, very, very strong, progressive, spoke their mind. But then I started, as I matured, I started looking for things. Okay, now that doesn't necessarily mean that's what's best for me. So I started looking more. I like those qualities. I'm just naturally attracted to those qualities. But now I'm at a place where I know what compliments me, and I know who I am and my personality. I know how it would come across to certain people. So I don't really just say a certain type. I just say what I feel like will work and won't.
And what is that? I'm going to ask more. So then what compliments you and what have you learned works for you?
I would say the biggest thing is a person that's willing to communicate with me. I think one of the things that guys have issues with women is that, just like Kay was saying that she didn't know certain things. Is that I think in my experiences, there's been a lot of times where they assumed I knew or assumed I was doing something on purpose that really wasn't the intent. So those things festered and turned into a different type of energy. So for me, the biggest thing is a person that's willing to communicate and tell me. I try to set the tone by saying the things that people wouldn't expect me to say, like a woman wouldn't expect me to say from the jump. I try to nip that in the bud so that, you know, it opens the door to anything that needs to be said and spoke of. So that's the most important thing for me at this point, is just having someone that is willing to, anything inside that they want to talk about, speak to me about, any questions they have to ask me, that they're willing to talk about it.
And I want to piggyback off of what he said, right? If you think about it, the first thing that society puts as a type, they immediately go to looks, body, you know, and those kind of things like that. And type does not always have to consist of the outer appearance, right? My sister, gorgeous. She's only into light-skinned men who are 6'5", 250 pounds buff. And the question that I asked her, has that been working for you? Because you 45, still not married, still no kids. And I tell her, I say, that's because you are only looking at the physical when there's so much more that a person has to offer, right? And so I think that my brother hit it right here on the head when he says, look, I'm looking for something more, right? And I hate to say it like this, but if you're a little thicker than what we want, we can go work out together, right? We can do that. We can make those changes and get those things done. But will you compliment me in other areas, right? And the older men get, those are the things that we start to look at.
Yeah.
So you're saying hold off on Dr. Miami?
I'll go back to this no type.
I think you should hold off on Dr. Miami. I agree with you on that, because you learn the older you get that the things that society has placed on relationships or the way that things should be may not work for you, right? And you have to you have to be real with yourself and say, you know what? Although this is what my friend wants or my friend has, that may not work for me in my relationship. You know what I mean? But you have to be mature enough to tell yourself that. Because as long as you are trying to meet the needs of everybody else, then you'll never meet the needs that you personally require for you to be happy.
Fair.
Right.
Fair. Okay, Kay. And then if you want to speak on that, the type, and you said more about that too, what you like and what you want. And Rod Gibbs says, do women often miss out on a good man or on good men based on their type?
Hell yeah.
Right. I think I mean, when you're clear, and you bring the same thing, I think it's a little easier to find your type. So for instance, you attract me if you're in certain circles, I'm gonna attract people with the basics. Right. I'm not gonna talk to you if you ain't got the basics. So let's get the career out of the way. Let's get car out of the way. You've already got that, because otherwise you would have had my number. If we met in person or even on social media. So, but how does that voice sound? Like, again, if we're going to be long distance, how does your voice sound? Is it going to annoy me? Are you funny? Like, I'm not even a travel snob or anything like that, but like, have you been to California? Like, you don't have to travel internationally, but have you, like, I want you to be able to teach me some stuff too.
You saying you want to learn together.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
I want to learn some stuff. Like Yep.
Okay. Learn together. Lakeisha Smith says, how do we, both men and women, unlearn our type preference? So I'll put it like this. So Ken, you said what you said, but based on like your choices in the past and communication, did you always choose that way? And then
I used to choose that way, but it was leading me down the same path.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to, then I had to check myself. I had to reevaluate myself. I had to look at myself and say, okay, what's going on? Why are these things happening? because some of those situations I were, I felt like would be permanent. But when those things don't work out, then that's reevaluate stuff. So
Yeah.
it's just a constant growth. I think constant growth of knowing what complements you, what you like, and sometimes that changes.
Okay. I'm hearing some background noise. I don't know.
Yeah, I muted myself. I thought it was me, but it's not me.
Okay, check your sound.
Is it me?
I don't think you're moving. I don't know. Was that you over there, Kay? Texting your bae?
Yeah, because she wasn't paying no attention.
Honey, we're gonna let you go in a minute.
But Keisha Keisha and I have been friends since 99. Well, since 96, right? And the one thing that you have to do to unlearn your type is that you have to be willing to step out and give people that are not your type a chance. That's the only way for you to learn, right? We learn by experiences, right? And if we never experience anything different, then we keep getting the same results.
That's true. Okay. What do the men consider a good man? So from y'all's perspective, what's a good man?
Go ahead, Ken.
I think what's a good man for a woman is a man that's honest and a man that's a provider. Women want that security, not necessarily just the financial space, but someone that they know is going to hold them down in all facets. So someone that's willing to do whatever he needs to do for his family, for his wife, for his girl. I think the honesty part is just as important because the trust. The trust, you have to establish that trust, because if you're not willing to speak about the things that's going on, then eventually those things going to turn into a cancer.
Yep.
Facts. All right, boundaries. Let's talk. We're gonna do this and get ready to wrap up. I'm hearing
This has been good.
noise. I'm not really sure. I'm hearing background noise. Sound like somebody putting a pan in the oven or something, or moving something around.
I mean,
she said it's not me. Y'all will not get me caught out here. Do you have boundaries set for social media once you commit? Like you said, Kay, these DMs, what's popping in the DMs? Like you said, you're having to let the people know. What kind of boundaries are we setting now that you're with Kirk, and then Ken, once you find that lady love, like, let's talk boundaries, social media, because people just be out here doing the whole most.
A lot. So for me, because my business is on social media, I'm on social media a lot, and I met him on social media. I was clear with the people, again, the people that I thought I needed to know, I let them know. And because of the relationship that we had, they're very respectful. There's these stragglers that didn't nobody take serious are the ones you got to worry about. And it's not even a worry. You just ignore them because we're not friends on social media. They might follow my business page, but like they're not my friends on my personal page. But I've always been clear. I don't want anybody to be like, oh, Khadijah let me on. Like, dude, you're on this love money adventure tour. You're dating other people. I'm dating other people. If it gets to a point that we're like super cool, let's both be clear about, hey, I found somebody, right? And it just so happened that I found somebody first, and we were able to respect that, and we're cool. And then even the international booze, like, they were cool with it. They were like, you deserve it. I can't be in my feelings about it because I've been clear. I think if a lot of people were honest, a lot of the stuff would not be an issue. Mm-hmm. And that sounds so cliche, but it's true. Like, how you gonna get mad when you knew that what the deal was? When you were clear, not just knew, you were clear.
We're gonna call you ludicrous. You talk about even the international bulls.
Right.
All these area codes.
Right.
It happens,
It's true.
Right.
It's fine. Date all the people. It's fun. It's 7 billion. What, 7 billion people in this world? Why do you think your person is in Houston?
Look, let me tell you something. The world has opened up. Social media has opened us up and expanded our reach in a lot of areas. And so, like you said, you definitely have options in my dating. I'll say internationally. It's fun.
Well,
It's
let me be clear.
interesting.
I like I like black men,
Mhm.
international or domestic. That's what I mean by international. And that's just what I'm until that is my type. Black men. That's my type.
Okay, there you go. You got a type. I mean international.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Mm.
all right. So then we're gonna do this, a couple things. So Ken, you can speak on that, and then you can also address, can a man be in love with two women at the same time? And we're gonna roll that into, is monogamy included in the definition or is that separate? So let's talk about that.
To talk about the social media, I'm not one to do a lot of social media. I've done the apps, I've done the Tinders and all that type of stuff, right? But as far as the Insta and all of that other stuff, Facebook, I've never been one to do any type of dating or any type of communicating towards dating on those platforms. So I'm not really worried about a significant other looking at my page and all that other stuff. But one thing I will caution is how soon you remove so much of your personal identity. Like, we still have to be individuals. And I see a lot of times, and it's just me on the outside looking in, where people they immediately just put things together, and without letting the time to sort those things out. And I think it kind of creates, because there's going to be a lot of people on each other's social media that you probably were involved with at some point. And I think these things could be hazardous to the relationship, but I don't worry about that on my end, because that's something I never use for those purposes.
Yeah.
As far as you're saying, can a man be in love with two women? I've never been in love with two women at one time, so I would say no. I think one could be love and the other could be lust. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can be in love with two women at one time. I haven't witnessed it myself, so I would say no.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Real quick, Ken, what's your Tinder handle?
I'm not on Tinder anymore,
I'm
lady.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Or is she?
Or am I?
But my first, to be honest, I learned about dating apps when I was working in the school district, right? And a lot of teachers were females, and I would hear them at lunchtime talking about these. And so because I'm in the gym and it was, wasn't out about a lot. I eventually got on the app. First person I met, I dated for 3 years.
Mm.
First person not first person I communicated with, but the first person that I met in person. We ended up, and we're friends to this day. But we dated little bit more than 3 years. So I think it's just a matter of I think it's oversaturated now. Uh, I think I think it's a toy, just like Instagram and everything else is at this point.
You have a great point there. All right. As we get ready to wrap up, this is a good conversation. Definitely, we'll have to talk more about relationships.
Great conversation.
So much we can discuss. Kay, tell them how to find you. What do you have popping right now?
Ooh. So right now, besides traveling, I have Case Kettle Corn and Ankara Beauty and the Shea Butter Collective. The newest thing that I have will be the Ankara Cafe box, where I'm going to stop in Cairo to get tea and stuff like that, and then cocoa in Ghana, and then some more tea in Nairobi to put an Ankara Cafe box. So I'm sourcing women entrepreneurs in Cairo, Egypt, and of course Ghana for that. But November is going to be, I'm going to be up to my eyeballs in like popcorn, and then going to the Bayou Classic. After that, I'm off to Ghana December. So like we're almost at the end of November. But you can find me at Kay's Kettle Corn, KAYS Kettle Corn on Facebook. I mean, where am I? Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Instagram.
Right. And then for that Ankara Beauty.
Yeah, Ankara Beauty as well.
Okay.
But yeah.
And, well, we thank you so much, Ken. What do you have popping? This is just one.
Getting ready to drop my album.
Oh.
No, isn't that what everybody say, right? You know.
Right.
I'm not dropping no album. Right now, you know, we start first year of a hybrid high school. I mean, well, actually, school. We cover anywhere from kinder to post grad. So we're in the process of, well, we in that year. So that's just dedicating a lot of my time to that. The future looks bright for that. Also, you know, still director of Rashard Lewis Academy. Just prior to COVID, I had enrichment programs with a couple of school districts. Just recently started one back HISD. So I'm looking forward to getting that back going. Social media, Facebook, Kenneth Johnson-Gamble, Instagram, Star Vision, STARRVIZION.
Okay, let us know how those DMs looking in the next couple of days. And Kay, they want the box, and you can also find her. We're gonna drop your website, kayskettlecorn.com.
Thank you.
I need to be in the mix with that popcorn.
Yeah, I need to get some popcorn too, Kay.
And RashardLewisAcademy.com. You got it. We have all the things. Amy, thank you so much. She's dropping all of the links. So go to YouTube if you want to know how to get in contact with Kay and Ken. You can click on the link, catch the replay, share this. Before we get out of here, the conversation has been these flags. Give us, when you're dating, or Kay, when you were dating and you're out there and you were on your tour, tell us at least one thing that was a flag for you.
A flag.
A red flag. Caution. Well,
What this one dude asked
Caution.
for the gas money, and he invited me on the drive back, and I was like, red flag. You don't ask me for gas money. You drive a Prius, the most fuel efficient car in the world. So.
Red flag.
Red flag. Yes, red flag.
Ken, red flags.
Red flag for date travel while I'm traveling.
We're dating. So no, red flag when you meet a woman and she does this, or you met a woman and she did this, it was a red flag for you that caused you to run.
Well, I would say the woman that immediately sends 100 texts and 2,000 pictures. That's definitely a red flag for me. I don't have that much time to be looking at all of that. But yeah, that's a red flag for me. that's a little too much. Even if she's attractive and you know all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's nah, because I'm not gonna be able to keep up with it. Eventually, you're gonna get mad because I'm not responding.
Okay, LeBrandon.
Red flag for me is when we're having that conversation and I catch you telling me something unhonest, but then you try to flip it on me like I did something wrong. That's a red flag. That's 2 red flags.
That's a lot going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take ownership.
Just take ownership, you know?
Ownership.
And Shuli, we're going to ask you the same question. You're not getting out of this.
I know, I was thinking about that. Well, if I don't know you and you send me a dick pic out the gate, red flag. For sure. That's I mean, there are others, but that's number one.
Yeah.
I didn't ask you for that. It's unsolicited.
Oh.
I feel harassed.
Yeah. Or if you ask to meet my mom and my sister, because I talk about them a lot, but no, what? No, you can't meet them. Red flag.
Red flag. Robin
That's
said,
what-
he said he don't want your pics. He ain't got time.
You
He said,
can
I
you
can't
can you
read
can
all
send
that.
you can send a couple, just spread it out. Don't just bombard me with you know.
You want a
She trying
couple.
to get chose.
She's trying to get you. She's trying to let you know what she looks like in all her lights.
but
Okay?
dang, but 200 pictures? Come on now. I can't get through that in 5
Yeah.
days.
And another one too. So if he only texts, I can never get you on the phone. Ever, ever, never talk. You're not trying to go out on a date. You're not trying to do anything, but all you want to do is text me. I feel catfished.
Yeah.
Do you
Red
get up
flag for me.
the short
Social
text
media.
messages?
Go ahead. Whoever wants to go.
The short text messages, because women, that I've dated, they can be long winded with, I'm guys are more, we
Straight
short.
to the point. Yeah.
Red flag for me is if they're adamant about not being on, like I'm not gonna post. I don't post people all the time anyway, unless it's like the homie or somebody I'm dating seriously. But if you are adamant about not being on social media, red flag.
Mm. Asking for a picture when they on my social media where I have tons of pictures. And Robin, do tell sis. Oh, they on these flags. And
that's the new trend, these flags.
200 or excessive. And Lakeisha said only texting with no conversation. Exactly. That's those good mornings with nothing else. Like there's no follow through to it.
Yeah.
And then also you only call me if you do during certain times of the day when you like during working hours.
Well, you know what? Here's another one since we're talking. That you hurry up to pick up the phone to acknowledge me that I'm calling, but I'm gonna call you right back and then hang up the phone. Right? Yeah, that's a red flag. You shouldn't even picked up the phone.
Okay. And asking for money out the gate.
Who asked for money?
You gotta ask for money. You need a gas. They need a gas money.
Listen, red flag.
Yeah.
Red flag.
Communication only during working hours. So thank you all for tuning in. This was a lively conversation. We talked about, again, relationship stuff. It's interesting that we landed on friend zone. You never know how it's going to go and what people want to know about, but there's so many facets to relationships and we can talk all day. But the key is to stay open, communicate, and as we learn, don't get stuck in a particular physical type, but really that's been my thing, be open. So as we go forth and we end this, LB, what you got?
Man, we've hit a lot of important topics on tonight, right? On tonight, I hate that, but tonight, the thing is, when you're looking for a relationship, just be true to who you are, right? And you don't have to accept the things that you don't want to accept, but be open to trying new things when it comes to dating because you just never know what doors that will open for your love life.
Amen. And as we get ready to get out of here, last and final, I promise. As we try to grow closer together, men and women, we can do this. I believe in Black love, even though I'm talking about international, whatever. I believe in Black love. And I feel like so much happens in the media that keeps us apart. So let's think about what can we do better, Kay, from a woman's perspective, what can we do as women to bring us closer to men? And Ken, what can men do so that we can bridge this gap and just build and develop more healthy relationships?
For me, I think it's actually listening to what they have to say because guys aren't really that creative. Like if you have any other if you don't have any other reason to doubt them, right? But all of a sudden you just listen. If they say they're not, they're not. If they say they are, they are. If they don't want to, they don't want to. It's not too many reading in between the lines, especially at our big age. Like for me, if you don't have any other red flags, don't create the red flags.
Period. Ken?
Well, I'm gonna get to the root of it. What I think the root of just when we talk relationships with blacks, and I think we've had a conversation about this before. Um, it's like everything else; it starts at home, right? Um, I don't think we raise our kids to be married anymore. I don't think we even raise them to be in relationships. I think we raise our daughters different than we raise our boys, and we don't raise them to be cohesive. Um, I, I just go by my experiences and a lot of people that I know on the male side, how we were raised, the type of things that we were told and taught when we were younger. They wasn't the same thing that my sister and my cousins were being taught when it comes to, you know, you got your dolls, your princes and your princesses and your, the house things, to whereas the man, we were taught to be hunters. Um, and that's not a bad thing, but you just got to hunt for the right things, right? So I think it starts there. What do we do as adults? I think the biggest thing is just more communication and being open to not being closed-minded based on what you thought it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Just being open to whatever that is, and listen to each other, and try not to point the finger.
And whose
That's
tradition
good.
is it really? And don't pick what part of the tradition you're going to get. Like, whose tradition is that? Like, who? What? You can't have part of the tradition. Create your own tradition.
Right.
Yeah.
We can do this. I believe that we can. And the whole point of the Speak It platform is to curate conversations that inspire change. So I hope something that was said inspires you all that listen to, just like they said, do all those things, be open, challenge why you think what you think, and to approach this thing called relationship differently, build something special, and seek to grow a healthy, I would say, fruitful relationship. And until next time, but Nandri said, and be open to going to therapy to unlearn and fix the unhealthy that we have. And that's an amen. So I'm going to get out of here. So again, speak it. We can do it. And because we'll start talking all over again. So as Amy said, thank you all for tuning in tonight. Until next time, Ashe.
Bye, guys.